Hello lovelies, this is one of my absolute favorite videos to make because we are talking fall fashion trends for 2025 today, and beyond the plaid and the leopard print that come in and out every single fall season, we're going to dig a little bit deeper and share with you some surprising trends that are still very wearable that I think you're going to have a lot of fun with. And you can decide for yourself whether to start shopping your closet for, plan your purchases, or avoid altogether. By the way, I'm Ziba and I'm so happy you're here. Make sure to hit the subscribe button for more fashion and styling videos. I'm a stylist. I've covered tons of shows in New York and Paris, but I'm also just a mom trying to get dressed in the morning. First trend you're gonna love if you're a 90s girl like I am. It's the return of the slip dress / skirt. We've seen the slip skirt kind of have hold on us now for a couple of years. And I even have a video on the do's and don'ts of wearing it, so make sure to check it out if you want to really nail that Pinterest perfect slip skirt look. Slip dress has really taken over in many different iterations. I think the reason it's had such a strong comeback is because it's very versatile, it's comfortable, and depending on the accessories that you choose, it can completely transform from one occasion to the next. One of the main ways that we'll see it in the fall is with lace trimming, and those lacy accents that we've seen take hold all year are not giving up whatsoever. And because lace is very anchored onto that whole like kind of romantic goth vibe that we've seen since the beginning of 2025. A slip dress is an iconic piece to own because not only is it a classic staple, but easily transform it into a skirt by adding in it over, and it gets a little chillier and we're looking for more layers. And with that is kind of that softness in the slip skirt that presents a slightly like a flare / A-line look versus just like straight pencil skirt. Number 2 is slouchy bags. We're talking soft sways and just a lot of like movement and slouch in them that just have a lived-in look, very soft and buttery to the touch. In the past couple of years, we've kind of been saturated with a lot of very ladylike silhouettes, top handle, structured, more of the crafted stiffness that looks really elegant. However, we're seeing an elegant softening, and I think a lot of this is led with like the suede trend because we've seen suede really take over in 2025, and suede is inherently a very soft, buttery material. And the two main ways we've seen it is in accessories or outerwear. I have one bag in particular that is super slouchy and fits the bill perfectly. It's by Quince, kind of like a triangle shape, really great to travel with, as are most slouchy bags. And even me as a structured bag lover, find myself traveling only with my slouchier bags because they're the only ones that don't get ruined. So I think there's a bag for everybody. Another kind of sub trend to that is finding larger bags within our midst versus like the smaller bags. Convenience and function rejoice. Number 3 is also surprising because my goodness, have we been in a wide leg sea for the last, I don't know, maybe 3 years at this point. They have been so persistent, but now in fall 2025, we are seeing the return of straight leg jeans. We've been here, we've been there, and everything kind of ends in the middle before it starts the cycle all over again. I think straight leg jeans are now front and center because it's almost a way of coming back to earth, stopping the insanity with the different silhouettes that we feel like we're always like not getting it right. Straight leg jeans are so classy. They look beautiful with loafers to ballet flats to boots. Kind of denim that you're never going to like look at a picture of yourself in 5 years and be like, wow, like what was I thinking? Which I think might be the case if I ever see pictures of me in like the super extra baggy jeans that I have indulged in this year. I'm not innocent. I think there's a lot of kind of return to the 90s perhaps, a lot of 90s influence at the moment. I also think that they pair beautifully with knee-high boots. Number 4, a Western boot. If you watch my channel, you know I love Western boots. I have a video dedicated on how to style them in 2025. However, this is not about having like the spurs on your ankles, like you're about to ride your horse out into the western sunset. It's really more about the silhouette. So if you skip a lot of like the heavy leather and embroidery and kind of very much more in the cowboy arena versus Western, then you can kind of see the beauty of a silhouette, a beautiful knee-high boot that is very, very elongating, much more than say an ankle boot that just cuts your ankle right off. I cannot make myself wear ankle boots. I don't know what it is. In any case, these boots are here to stay. And speaking of shoes, a big fall trend for 2025 is what we'll call shoe bling. So having anklets, having belts around your arch, belting in your ballet flats. Number 5 leads me to the sponsor of this section, which is 7 or 9 shoes. I've been wearing these shoes for about a year. They are so comfortable. They will not let you down. They also have a beautiful pattern here on the bottom that acts like traction so that you don't slip and fall. They're ridiculously comfortable. The padding here, it's like, it feels more comfortable and padded than a sneaker. They're amazing. I selected this beautiful white pump because I think white shoes always elevate any look. And what I really love about 7 or 9 is that they have different accessories that you can use on most of their shoes to completely transform the look, whether that is different brooches along here. You can add an anklet. You can see here that it's easy to add that ankle staple that we're seeing a lot of lately. You can also add like a little strap over the arch if you want to go that route. A lot of versatility. And I also wear a lot of white tops, and I love using the sandwich rule when it comes to my outfit. So what that means is that I'm usually going to wear a white top with a different colored bottom and then white shoes. So this fit the bill. I wanted a very classic pump that I could have for years to come, and that would act like a very blank canvas for these accessories. The secret to the comfort is patented air touch foam for a breathable, pressure-free fit. Plus, it's odor reducing as well. My favorite part is the shock absorbing core for smooth, strain-free walks. So these are great if you love chic, fashionable shoes, but you also can't walk in uncomfortable shoes, which I think most of us are that person. But I think as we get older, the tolerance for pain and discomfort will go way down, which was so key for me to find this brand and share it with you. Because I know if you're watching this video, you're interested in looking your best and you want to make sure that you move with confidence. And that's one thing that you cannot do if your feet aren't comfortable. So head to 709.com to check out their wide array of shoes, and make sure to use my discount code Ziba15 for 15% off site-wide. And speaking of belts, the 6th trend that is strong in fall 2025 are belts. I've been talking about belts now for a while, and they have not let up, whether that is using a scarf as a belt or belt stacking your favorite belts. And the reason I love this trend is because it really helps when you have these more billowy silhouettes to draw attention to your waist, and so that the eye has somewhere to go and you're just like not lost in all this fabric, which tends to happen a lot in the colder months when you're wearing more outfits. Or even like this jacket that I'm wearing, even this like lightweight blazer that I'm wearing here, which I absolutely love, by the way. This jacket looks so great even though it doesn't have a belt. When I add a belt, it just gives me a Dior inspired look that comes out of nowhere. So belts are here to stay everywhere on your bag. We've seen them on so many of these slouchy handbags, kind of like holding it together, on your shoes, everywhere. They're also a phenomenal way to add texture to a really simple outfit. Adding like a braided leather or adding a belt that has some metallic detail just makes it like chef's kiss. Number 7, let's talk about colors a little bit. Colors always make me happy because, ironically, even though my favorite color is black, they make me happy because they're an easy trend to love, because most likely you can find something in your closet that's trending and it's already a color that you love. Over the last year, for me, it's been green, like all shades of green. I love green, and so it was easy for me to be like, oh, I'm trendy because I love green. I have so much green already. So it's a great way to kind of think of the color trends in that way. But right now, this second, what are trending colors? Chocolate. So if you're a chocolate lover like me, it's time to incorporate all of that beautiful brown everywhere. You know what though? I'm sitting here saying chocolate. I feel like brown, I think it's been here for a while. If you think that black washes you out, it's a great way to kind of bring some warmth into your face. Another color that is really trending right now is purple. I think brown and purple look so good together, particularly kind of like that lavender, that really rich violet color. It's unexpected, but it works for some reason. Green and olive are still a thing, especially because you have these green olive tones that kind of, you look and then you think they're brown, but they're not. It's actually green. So I'm here. That's like actually my absolute favorite color. And then navy. So my Easter egg for the video is this blazer. Navy looks so elegant, and I don't have that much. I feel like sometimes I struggle with pairing it with different colors, even though it's not hard. You can do chocolate, you can do brown, white, ivory, camel, like so many different things. But in my mind, like I just haven't gotten over the hump. but I'm ready to embrace the challenge this year. You watch. The other trend that's going really strong is the mock neck / turtleneck. Remember how last fall, like you could not look anywhere without being like high neck, whether that was coats and you know, something around your neck. There was always an attention to having something cover your neck. So that is still here. The way that I'm seeing it more in this moment silhouettes is more like a higher neck, like a mock neck. I just ordered this one that's like short sleeve from Quince. I'm really excited to get it in black, of course. So it's really affordable and it's a great way to kind of transition without having long sleeves. The next really huge trend is denim skirts, in particular denim mini skirts. And the only reason I'm okay with this is because in the fall you can start wearing tights, and it's a really great way to kind of have the warmth of pants, cover your legs, shape them a little bit, you know, not feel super exposed. I'm interested to see how this plays out in my own personal style because I do love denim skirts. With the Western boots will look absolutely amazing and very of the moment. The other way to look great is with trend number 10, which is the boxy cropped jacket. And again, this is another trend that is kind of, I don't even know if it's a trend anymore. It's just been here now for a couple of years because I've been tracking this since winter 2024. So that's been a while now. It looks really elegant, classic and timeless, a little bit 60s coded. And I think the reason that I really like it is because it really helps elongate your legs. So popping it on over any bottom is just gonna help the eye kind of like go a little bit further up and draw attention to your waist without having to belt it. So this is a very trendy silhouette that is not going anywhere. And I wasn't sold on this trend either. The way that I started on my cropped jacket trend is I actually hacked it. I used a belt to crop and kind of like tuck in a longer blazer, and then I found that I really liked it, so then that's when I bought it. So that sometimes that's when fashion hacks can be really helpful. In terms of accessories, I'm seeing that everything is going at the moment. Big, gaudy statement necklaces that are just very busy, the simple, dainty, like gold chains like I'm wearing now. Pearl earrings are so huge right now, but so are hoops, and so are just diamond studs. And as are like a very simple vintage watch, or like the heavy kind of like rosin, like super cheapy looking kind of like bangles. Those are here as well. Like there's like whatever it is that you feel you want to lean into, whether that is like shells, which I hate. I don't like that trend at all. Let me know if you like that trend. But there's been so much shell jewelry out there. It's just, it's not for me. But if it is for you, then it's out there and it's trending. Like it's all good. So that's the good news about accessories at the moment, is that in terms of jewelry, I think that everything getting the thumbs up. Ironically, did you know that Carolyn Bessette Kennedy didn't really wear jewelry, which I was amazed at finding out. And I'm telling you this because I just did a video dedicated on covering her style. Make sure to check it out. I'll see you there. And if you learned something today, make sure to hit the subscribe button.